Oh, sure. So, first of all, welcome back to another amazing live stream of yours truly. Second of all, whatever the beat that this lo-fi was doing, I was like, okay, get into it. I don't know, it just did a thing. I was like, okay, scratch my brain. Oceanic Space Short Edit, that one was called. Never to be seen again. No, I'm kidding. Today we are playing 428 Shibuya Scramble. As most of my games, it's been a month since I played due to February coming up and us playing only romancy games, mostly. Anyways. But today we're back at it. Where we left off, to be honest with you, I don't actually know. I just know that we were existing and we were doing stuff. So, oh my gosh, I'm yawning. We're starting off the yawning immediately. Let me switch you guys over to the gamer screen, as well as pausing the lo-fi beats. He does have audio instead. Teehee. Okay, everything should be good. Okay. I'm getting audio from me. I'm getting audio from the game. That's good. Alright, load. If you do not know anything about this game, Shibuya Scramble is another game by Spike Chunsoft, which it seems to be, you know, we play like every game they put out, I swear. No, I'm kidding. But basically, you play as a bunch of different characters who have accidentally, like, you know, through literal little ways become interconnected, and even the smallest thing can have ripples and effects. So your whole job is play through the story, find areas where you can change things, and try to find the character you need to be in order to change whatever in history has happened. So far we've done 3 characters or 4, I think. Well, like, we've been for like 4 different characters. Yep. Well, there's 5 characters here, but I feel like we haven't been somebody, but I don't know who. I guess for all of us, we have Kano, who is I don't know if he's just like a cop or like a detective specifically, but he does work with police force. He's the first character we played as. And then we have Achi, who's this kid who can fight, but, you know, he chooses to use his good for picking up litter off of the streets. And he has gotten involved with the person this guy was trying to watch over. This one girl whose twin sister got kidnapped. Now her and him are together running away from the guys that are trying to, like, kidnap her off. Meanwhile, as Kano, we have to figure out where she's gone, what's happening. Tama is this girl who, you know, she's just trying to get her job done, right? And she needs money. So she's taken a mascot costume job. But unfortunately for her, the zipper is stuck and she cannot get out of the costume. So we have to get through that. We haven't dipped too much into hers, but you know how it is. And then I think we played this guy. And he works for this, I don't know, some company. I think that has to do with, like, diseases and whatnot. I think that was this game. And I think, I don't know if it's confirmed yet. I think it was confirmed that his daughters were the twins that got kidnapped or whatever. And then this guy, I'm pretty sure we clicked on him, but I can't remember too much about him. Let me see. Oh yeah, we were late on the way, and so we hopped in a cab, and we got a bad ending. So now we need to figure out what can we do to stop this bad ending from happening. Because like I said, everybody is low-key, you know, they're intermingled, they're intertwined even. Previous time blocks are shown above. Protagonist actions can only affect other protagonists within the same time block as indicated by the red circle on the chart. Decisions made in one time block do not impact the storylines in different hours. If you get stuck, make sure to check the decisions and jump points for the current time block. Okay, so I want to go back to this one because we got a bad end, but I don't remember what was happening. So let's see what our hint is. Okay, so Minorikawa rushed to Heaven Publishing as fast as he could, but he didn't get there in time to save Toyama. And sad to say, it was really all Kano's fault. Why does Kano want a taxi so badly? Check his 11:10 timestamp, and the situation might become clearer. Okay, so now we need to go over to Kano. Where his ass at? Is that this one? Is this the 11? Error of judgment. Okay, let's see what he's getting up to. That's ruining my shit in other timelines. Okay. As he wandered through the back alleys, Kano gritted his teeth. Going after the guy on the bike had been Going after the guy on the bike had been a bad judgment call. By the time he got back up onto the pedestrian overpass, the man who'd thrown the attaché case was almost out of sight. Oh man, love a good attaché case. Like, okay, Resident Evil, period. Okay, Kano prided himself on being fleet of foot, but he knew even he would never catch the guy before he disappeared. First of all, trying to read this font or like this over like the background is terrible, but it's fine. You know, at least they put a stroke on here, because I know there's many game devs who seem to be adverse to using strokes or drop shadows. Could not be me. That's like my #1 tool. Whenever I'm doing anything graphic design related, it's just like, baby, slap a stroke on there. And it's like, that's not working. You know what? Get a drop shadow as well. Oh my gosh, stop making noise. Okay. But Kano prided himself on being fleet of foot, but he knew even he would never catch the guy before he disappeared. Sorry, there's like, I have shit everywhere. He followed the culprit as far as the alleys, but there he'd lost him completely. All he could do now was hope one of his colleagues caught the man on the motorcycle. Kuze's voice crackled through the earpiece. Mobile Command Center calling all units. The suspect on the motorcycle has handed off the case to an accomplice in Miyashita Park, another foreigner. For real? Kano muttered in a total Ryuji voice. One thing immediately struck him as strange. Why hand the case off to someone else at all? Why not just escape on the bike? The man with the motorcycle dumped the bike and fled on foot. We've retrieved the bike and run the plate, and we've determined it was a stolen vehicle. The advanced police communication system is carefully maintained. By using the digital wireless system in their patrol cars, officers are now able to directly access the station's computer network, allowing them to quickly check if an individual is on the wanted list or if a vehicle is stolen. We still don't have enough details to positively ID the suspect. The suspect, now carrying the attaché case, is heading through Dogenzaka, also on foot. We've got him under observation. See, I would just be thinking, like, did that guy actually hand over the real case, or did he hand over a decoy so that way, like, we're following the new guy instead of this guy as closely? Dogenzaka, huh? It wasn't too far from where Kano was now. It looks like we're dealing with a foreign crime syndicate that's familiar with Shibuya. Shibuya, roll call. Yeah, it looks like it. All units head to Dogenzaka. But do not, I repeat, do not attempt to apprehend the suspect with a case. Let's see where he goes. Kano nodded to himself. Without knowing more about the crook's MO, letting this guy go for now was probably the only right call. I just want you all to know one last thing. Kuze's tone grew more solemn. Whatever happens, I know I can count on each and every one of you. Don't disappoint me. Over and out. Kano had an unsettling feeling that the message had been meant for him. Oh. Right. It's now or never. The sudden appearance of this syndicate and its bizarre actions were rapidly moving things beyond the jurisdiction of both the MPD and the local police. Mustering his resolve, Kano headed for Dogenzaka. Who's texting me on my flip phone? Kano pulled his cell phone out of his pocket. It was Rumi calling. She knew full well he wasn't supposed to take private calls while he was working case. But it was an emergency? Or maybe it was an emergency? He decided to pick it up. Rumi? I'm sorry. Are you in the middle of something right now? Kind of. Is this an emergency?
Well, yeah. So I'm in Shibuya right now, and...
Oh, great. Shibuya? Why did she have to be in Shibuya now, of all times?
So, my father came down from, Nagano all of a sudden.
What? Rumi's father, Shizuo, had been staunchly opposed to the two of them getting married. Kano had visited his home many times, but the man had never even deigned to meet him.
Yeah, he told me to tell you he wants to meet with you.
What? Now? Kano blurted the words out with more alarm than he intended to.
I told him you were busy working, but he said he'd wait.
This can't be happening, Kano whimpered to himself.
I'm sorry, I know he can be demanding.
That's not the issue. Her dad offering to wait made it harder for him to refuse. Alright, Kano said, but I'll have to call you back later, okay?
I'm really sorry. I really am sorry. I'll be at a cafe called Le Trek?
I don't even know. Sounds French, but...
It's by the train station.
Rumi hung up. For a long moment, Kano stood in a daze, staring at his phone. As if keeping up with the case wasn't stressful enough. At last, he stumbled into motion, but even as he scoured Dogenzaka for any sign of the criminal, his mind remained fixed on meeting with Rumi's dad. There was no way of knowing when he'd be done with his casework today. But could he really pass up on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get her father's approval for her hand in marriage? Maybe he could slip away for just a bit. There were plenty of detectives still tailing the suspect. Taking 15 minutes or so to meet with Shizuo wouldn't be such a big deal, would it? This is my big chance. I should go meet with Rumi and Shizuo while I can. No, right now I've got a job to focus on. I'm assuming him rushing to, like, try to meet them was the reason why he needed the taxi so bad. We can't let him have the taxi. We gotta focus on work. But also, like, I'm literally working to support your daughter, so, like, why the fuck are you asking me to meet you? No, right now I've got a job to focus on. Kano shook his head and to clear out the foolish impulses. What the hell had he been thinking? A girl's life was on the line. Marrying Rumi was more important to him than anything, but now wasn't the time. Besides, now that he had thought about it, running out on a critical investigation to meet with the old man probably wasn't going to score him any points. Rumi's dad didn't strike him as someone who'd approve of shirking one's responsibilities. Kano would just have to wrap this kidnapping case a little ahead of schedule. Then he could have a proper sit-down with Shizuo. As he considered his plan, he caught sight of the man with the attaché case walking by. Further up along Dogenzaka, in the direction the perp was heading, was where Yamate Dori joined Route 246. Maybe the guy was planning to meet up with a getaway car? No, wait, hold on. If that were the plan, why would the gang have ditched the motorcycle earlier? Kano started tailing the man.
Racking his brain all the while, the suspect turned down a narrow side road. He wasn't heading towards Yamate Dori or Route 246 at all, but back towards Shibuya Station. What in the world was going on? He was starting to feel like the crooks were just messing with the investigation team. Kano radioed Kuze on the wireless. Sir, I don't think there's any point in seeing where this guy leads us anymore. That's not your call to make. Keep watching him. Sir, this is a waste of time. That girl might be in danger if... Kano's argument was cut short as he saw another man hand off the attaché case to yet another foreigner. Again? How many times were these criminals going to pull this trick?
I don't think that this is the real briefcase. I think this is a fake briefcase, and they're just, like, passing it back and forth to each other, while the real briefcase is being taken to, like, an actual location. That's what I believe. That's what I believe, and I know in my heart of hearts that I'm right, because I've never been wrong. I'm kidding.
How many times are they going to pull this trick?
The detectives broke into two groups to follow both of the men. Kano followed the man with the attaché case, who eventually led him back to the area around Shibuya Station. Rumi and Shuzuo should be waiting at a nearby cafe right now. Kano tried to remember the name. That's right, it was called Lautrec. He kept his eye out for a place by that name as he tailed the target. Before long, he did spot the cafe. Its large plate glass window offered a view of the cozy interior. The sign out front read Lautrec. Looks like this was the place. The man with the case was at the intersection, waiting for the light to change. Kano took the opportunity to peer inside. Well, maybe actually taking the like, doing it at the start would have been better. I don't know. He spotted Rumi right away. She was facing away from him. So the man seated across from her must be her father. Kano realized he'd never seen a picture of him. Shizuo grew organic produce up in Nagano. What if her dad is in on it? And actually, him calling me here was to distract me because he knows I'm a police officer. And that's on what period? Shuzuo grew organic produce up in Nagano nowadays, but until 2 years ago, he'd been a detective with the investigation division. Interesting. Sus, even. So, like, if he knows, like, if he's, like, been a detective, he should know that I damn well cannot come over right now. MPD Investigative Division, responsible for handling crimes such as murder, kidnapping, and arson that take place within the Tokyo metropolis. Truly exceptional officers are assigned to this division. They are regularly dispatched to various regional task forces to aid in investigations, where their talents and experience often prove critical. The position of section chief is traditionally given only to dedicated personnel well-versed with crime scenes and organizational administration. Okay. Rumi looked up to her father for his distinguished police career and always spoke quite highly of him. Kano had figured that if he became a policeman, Rumi might appreciate that. It was this simple impulse that had led him to join the force. He had also figured that public servants could stay afloat even in times of recession, and that his physical training would serve him well in such a line of work. Physical training. Once he was a policeman, he thought, he could approach Shizuo with his head held high and ask for his blessing in marrying his daughter. But after Rumi graduated from university, Shizuo had up and retired from police work. Even Rumi didn't know why he made the decision. Kano had traveled to Nagano many times to ask Shizuo for permission to marry her, but the only response he'd ever got was, "I'm not giving away my daughter to any cop." Kano had never gotten past the intercom before her father turned him away.
Years on the force had nearly made Kano lose sight of what had driven him to become a policeman in the first place. And now the chance to meet Shizuo face to face had finally come. He peered intently into the cafe. Across from Rumi sat an older man with a grim expression. Just who was this hard-faced fellow? It took a lot to rattle Kano, but the guy looked scary. Could this really be his sweet little Rumi's father? The prospect of meeting with him later filled Kano with sudden dread. The man went into the the JR, I don't know if that's junior or JR, I'm gonna say JR, the JR Shibuya station, and stood before the ticket machine. It looked like he was planning on boarding a train. A scene from a popular movie about a kidnapping sprang into Kano's mind, where the crook had made off with the ransom money after it was tossed out of the window of a train. What if this guy managed to get outside the dragnet and pull a stunt like that? It looks like the suspect is going to board a train, Kano informed Kuze over the wireless. Make sure you stay on his tail. Apparently Kuze still wanted to string the perp along for a bit. We've got the lizards ready to pursue. Lizards? Japanese police lingo for motorcycle squad deployed to pursue suspects in urban settings. Okay. We'll reestablish our dragnet around wherever station he gets off at. The man purchased a ticket from the machine and passed through the gate. There was no way to tell what station he bought a ticket for, but it looked like he was heading clockwise along the Yamanote line loop. Kano used his prepaid card and made his way through the ticket gate as well. An announcement chime signaled the imminent arrival of a train up on the platform. The man made his way up the stairs, looking calm and composed. He showed no signs of checking for pursuers. Kano hurried after him. The man stopped at the very edge of the platform to await the train. Not ideal. There was no way for Kano to get close without sticking out like a sore thumb. The train glided up to the platform. The man gave a quick look around as he stepped aboard. Kano followed. Trains on the Yamanote line didn't stop for long, and soon they were on their way. Glancing around, Kano noticed other MPD investigators who had slipped aboard the train as well. The suspect stood behind the driver's compartment, staring Y'all, sometimes I'm like, I know what words are, but my brain and mouth refuse to cooperate and like pronounce them together, and I'm just like, fuck me, right? Cause you know what? Fuck me. Staring contemplatively at the scenery outside. We'll go with that. Bro. I need to relearn phonetics, I think. I need the hooked on phonics monkey again. The man's composure only served to rattle Kano more. The man in a gaudy necktie walked past Kano, talking on his cell phone. Yes, everything's going fine on this end, he said. There's no need to worry. In his other hand, he carried the same sort of attaché case as the man they were tailing. He headed right towards the driver's compartment and stood next to the suspect. Well, now that's not suspicious. Kano leaned his head subtly, straining to make out what he could on the phone. Make out what he could on the phone conversation at the other end of the car. Yes, of course. 225 pages, all fully proofread. 225. Article 225 of the Penal Code of Japan details kidnapping for profit and kidnapping for ransom. Accordingly, 225 is police shorthand for kidnapping. That was police jargon for kidnapping. Was this guy in cahoots with the kidnapper? Maybe the criminals had planned an attaché case swap. Kano watched the newcomer like a hawk. But rather than making contact with the suspect, the man turned around and strolled back the way he'd come. He hadn't done anything suspicious at all. Yes, right. Right. Uh-huh. 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 Understood. Kano stole a glimpse of the man's face as he passed. He stopped and looked at Kano, seemingly aware he was being watched. Kano decided to stare him down, look away nonchalantly. Bro, I gotta be nonchalant, for real. Kano decided to look away nonchalantly, but his anxiety got the better of him, and after a moment he turned his gaze right back. Soon the two men were locked in a staring contest. Dang, bro. Ah, my apologies, the man said. He shut his phone with a click. I know it's rather rude to talk on one's cell phone when you're on a train. That's just common decency. The man affected a smile, but then headed back to the car from which he'd come. Maybe he wasn't there to, like, take the case, but maybe he could have been there to, like, fill in the other guy. Sheesh. Guess I overreacted. You gotta stop staring at everyone. Is this fucking... An oddly dressed passenger murmured into Kano's ear. Blend into your surroundings more. God damn it. Of course it's my partner. Sasayama, what are you doing? When'd you get here? His partner had somehow found time to change his disguise. The steely expression on his face was at odds with his anime nerd getup. Kano had seen Sasayama disguise himself as plenty of things throughout the years, such as my husband, for real. What the fuck is this picture? It's quite rare for Sasayama to actually wear a suit. On the rare occasions when he does, he's walking the halls of his home precinct. He frequently goes unrecognized. Here are some of Sasayama's costume designs from his evidence book. Oh, wait. Oh, play. Here we go. Oh, wow. Santa is a must for Christmas. Stakeouts with a smile. Keeps presents in bag to calm down children in case of emergency. Is this the one he's wearing right now? Use this for train stakeouts. Filled with posters and figurines. Glasses are crucial. Don't forget awkward smile. Prized possession clutched to his chest. Bag of merch going too far. Point is to draw attention in crowded train cars. Is this like the Yakuza one? Like, what is this? Tragic expression, disguise for stakeouts at dockside warehouses, sunglasses, suit, and posture amplify wild animal side. Let coworkers know beforehand so not as to be mistaken for the real thing. Arrest crooks while practicing discipline. Might help to stop funeral robbers. Handcuffs up sleeve. For nighttime stakeouts. Hardcore material. Plenty of exposure. Emphasize bulginess in final version. Girl. He's a clown. He disguises plenty of things throughout the years. Chef, magician, samurai, and an astronaut, to name a few. But this was a new extreme, even for him. When he first joined the force, Kano had found Sasayama's costuming antics amusing, wondering where he managed to find his outfits. But lately, his quirk had become tedious. You like the ocean? Huh? Never mind. Oh boy. Oh wait, is that the thing I gave him earlier when I was Tama? Sasayama pulled a small bottle from his breast pocket. Drink this while you can. Guessing you haven't eaten. Huh? What's this? Ah! Sorry, I hiccuped right near your face. The least I could do. He handed Kano the bottle, then slipped away into the next compartment. We're actually gonna drink this crap? He pulled an all-nighter and hadn't eaten, so he was glad to have something. He took a sip. Why do I feel like this is gonna make me hurt even more? Whatever this was, it was bland. It almost didn't taste like anything. Just what had Sasayama given him? What the heck, anything's better than nothing. He brought the bottle to his lips and chugged the contents down. He suddenly got a massive head rush. He felt a heat. A heat like a burning that spread from his insides throughout his whole body. Girl, he's an Omega! He's a heat! Bro, this drink triggered his suppressants to wear off.
He said, Omega. No, that wasn't right. It was an ache. It was a ferocious ache. He needed an alpha knot. A burning that spread from his insides to his fingertips. And there was pain. A numbing that spread from his insides all the way down to his toes. Burning, aching, hurting. Burning, aching, hurting. Burning, aching, hurting. Twitchy, itchy, dizzy, sleepy, chilly, willy-nilly. This was not good. This was super duper not good. He broke into a cold sweat, his forehead drenched, his body damp and clammy all over. He felt his grip on consciousness slipping. Sasayama, what the hell did you do to me? Oh my god. I love that for them. I love that for them. With bleary eyes, he squinted to read the writing on the bottle. Did I just pass out and fucking die, bro? I don't know if he's like saying it or spelling it. B-U-R-N. There, we did it both, just in case. After a scant few letters, Kano blacked out. What the fuck did he give me? Okay, I guess I have to make sure I don't give Sasayama that fucking burning drink. Kano blacked out after drinking an unknown substance without drinking to see what it was. What he drank, it turns out, was a free sample of something called a burning hammer. But don't blame Sasayama. He was just passing along the sample he got from someone in a mascot costume. Okay, so we have to go back to Tama and stop her. Is it this one? No, because it's not a... Well, actually, let me... What exactly is the timing on this one? Okay, so when does he get it? It's like... Handing out samples. Okay. So we have to change it. We have to go with... No! Fuck me, right? Go back. I hit the wrong button. We have to give it to the guy, the business suit guy, not Sasayama. Here you go, sir. Here, I think we've already read this, so it's fine. Okay, wait. Does, is that good now? Okay, so I should be good. Okay, let me go back. Is there a skip button? I don't actually remember. Okay, no, sorry. Wait, actually, yes, I want to see the controls. Previous screen. Okay, no, that's just the time chart controls. I'm gonna look away nonchalantly again. Okay, wait, let me see. Hopefully I did it right. I mean, we'll see when Sasayama bumps into us and see if he gives us the thing. Okay, yeah, shut up. Are you gonna give me that, like, Omega Heat, starter again? Oh, it's different this time. His partner had somehow found time to change his disguise. The steely expression on his face was at odds with his anime nerd getup. Kano had seen Sasayama disguise himself as plenty of things throughout the years. Santa Claus, Yakuza member, Japanese folk singer, and a Buddhist priest to name a few. But this was a new extreme even for him, so that's slightly different wording. When he first joined the force, Kano had found... this is the same, I think.
Oh yeah, now he's not gonna pass off this thing and just like yeet and delete. I'm just gonna read it anyways. When he first joined the force, Kano had found Sasayama's costuming antics amusing, wondering where he'd managed to find his outfits. But lately his quirk had become tedious. Concentrate, keep your eyes peeled. Sasayama gave Kano a pat on the backside. And what do you mean by that? And slipped away into the next car. The suspect, meanwhile, was still staring out the window. The announcer's electronic voice filled the train compartment. Next stop, Harajuku. Next stop? Sorry, should I read that in more robot voice? And next stop, Harajuku. Next stop, Harajuku. Huh? Kano almost cried out. The suspect was moving toward the exit door. Apparently, he was only taking the train one station down the line. The train pulled into Harajuku Station, and the man got off. Hey, yo, he did what? No, kidding. So we know Harajuku. The area east of the Japan Rail Harajuku Station, corresponding to Jigume? I don't know. Once a bustling Shukuba, or post station, where travelers could rest while journeying across the country. In modern times, it bustles instead with high schoolers after school displaying flashy youth fashion. Clothing and accessory stores and fast food restaurants line the streets. Many cutting-edge trends in Japan youth culture got their start here. The detectives followed. I'm having a stroke. The detectives following him disembarked accordingly. The suspect walked along the platform and took a seat on an empty bench. Was he checking to see if he had a tail? Sticking around on the platform at a station where you just got off was pretty unusual behavior. Not wanting to arouse the man's suspicion, the investigators from the MPD made their way down the stairs as inconspicuously as they could. Kano, however, had a sudden inspiration, and he went to speak to one of the station attendants. Sorry to bother you, but I think I left something on the train just now. He tried to keep an eye on the man on the bench as he fed his story to the attendant. The suspect sat silently on the bench, attaché case clutched securely in his arms. He didn't really look like he was checking for a tail, but he was waiting here for someone else then? Was he waiting here for someone else then? Oh. Before long. Hold on. 1 second. What is this? Lol, sorry, I was looking at something. Before long, a train heading counterclockwise around the loop arrived. Aw. The man rose from the bench and stepped up to the boarding area. Wait, what the heck? If this guy got on the counterclockwise train, wouldn't that just take him right back to Shibuya Station? The man boarded the train, and Kano had no choice but to follow suit. Was this guy playing them? The suspect got off again once the train reached Shibuya. All he'd done was go to Harajuku and come right back. Kano reported in to Kuze. The suspect has returned to Shibuya Station. Acknowledged. Keep tailing him. Kano felt himself growing increasingly paranoid. This criminal organization didn't seem too keen on getting away. And here was HQ giving these guys free rein. Bro, it was an inside job. It was always an inside job, real. Something was off, he was sure of that. As he tailed the mark, Kano took out his phone. What were Tateno's instincts about the case right now? If the senior detective had any advice, Kano would love to hear it. He dialed Tateno's number. The line rang a few times, but nobody picked up. Probably he was too busy seeing to Hitomi's safety. Kano felt bewildered. They'd been letting the suspect lead them around for over an hour now. During an abduction case, you generally didn't update the victim's family on any developments in case they tried to interfere. Kano could only imagine what the Osawa family was going through right now. After a short walk from Shibuya Station, the attaché case was handed off yet again. This time, the recipient was a tall, dark-skinned man. Again, the Shibuya-based task force split into two groups in order to tail both suspects. Kano stuck with the man who had the case. As the previous man had done, the newest suspect wandered around Dogenzaka for a while, repeatedly looping around and around the same locations was a weirdly roundabout way to make a series of handoffs. Excuse me, detective? Bro. Your cover's blown, you stupid bitch. Oh, hey, he said. I know you. It was Leland Palmer, the lecturer who'd been an eyewitness to the kidnapping. Why do I feel like he's got something to do with it? I don't trust anybody, bro. I think everybody's sus. The man practically radiated concern. How is Maria doing? Is she alright? I am very, worried for her. His Japanese was more halting now. Oops. Sorry, I literally was trying not to yawn in the middle of the sentence, but then it happened anyways. Sorry. My heart, it is with her family. Kano gave a quick look around. It didn't appear that they were being watched. Maybe Palmer knew more than he told the police earlier. If Kano talked to him now, he might get some additional clues. If the syndicate spots us, my cover's blown. We're hosed. I can't stick around like this. Honestly, either one of these could be the case. Right now, I'm just gonna play the watching thing. So, if the syndicate spots us, my cover's blown. We're hosed. I can't stick around like this. Leland, I'm sorry, but at this stage, I can't share any details. Is that so? Oh, yes, of course. Leland cast his eyes down and hung his head. Please don't worry, though. We are still hard at work investigating. Yes, thank you very much. With that, Kano turned away from the lecturer and went back to tailing a suspect. I think he's got something to do with it, but we're gonna play this route first. Listen, I don't trust a white man in glasses. I really don't, especially if he wears a turtleneck and he's a lecturer. I don't know, man. It's just all sounding like serial killer to me. He pulled his phone from his pocket. It was Rumi again. It was weird that she'd called twice when she knew he was in the middle of something important. Had something happened while she was waiting at the cafe with Shizuo? Kano picked up hurriedly. What's the matter? What's the matter? You know what the matter is. Rather than Rumi's soft soprano, it was a threatening masculine voice that came over the phone. Uh-oh. Kano felt his whole body stiffen with dread. Is this my father-in-law speaking? Don't remember being anyone's father-in-law. The speaker's tone was firm and flat. I just, Kano found himself at a loss for words. So you're dating my daughter, huh? Sir, yes, sir. Kano barely squeaked out his reply. Thinking about getting married. Yes, sir. And speaking of which, I'd love the chance to sit down and have a nice long... And how long you gonna keep me waiting? Hurry up and get your ass over here. Oh, how very much Kano wished he could do exactly that. Sir, I would, but... Forget it. The words came in an angry huff. You can't have her. Goodbye. What? Sir, please, wait. As Kano cried in desperation, he heard Rumi's line on the other, voice on the other end of the line. Dad, you can't just use my phone like that. You were taking too long in the bathroom. Give it back. Rumi? Kano tried and failed to keep the heartbreak out of his voice. Sweetie, what's wrong? Your father just said he doesn't want us getting married. What? Dad? What did you say to my boyfriend? Listen to you. Calling that boy little pet names and whatnot. I think you're a little too attached. Daddy, you haven't even met him. That's why I told you to have him come see me. How long is he gonna make me wait? Kano listened as the two argued on the other end of the phone. The phone must be lying down somewhere between them. Could this get any more awkward? Rumi, I'm sorry! Kano shouted apologetically into the mouthpiece. This is all my fault. Please, you don't have to fight like this. The phone clattered as Rumi scrambled to bring it to her cheek. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. Sorry for what? Oh, sorry for what? It was Shuzuo again, grumbling in the background. You have nothing to apologize for. I'll deal with my father, Rumi said hastily. You just focus on work, sweetie. I know you're in the middle of something really important. Thanks, Rumi. Kano was legitimately touched. I'll do my best. Kano hung up and went back to the task at hand, more determined than ever. Period. For Rumi's sake, not to mention the victims, he needed to focus on cracking this case. The man he was tailing was walking several meters ahead. There was no telling when Kuze might give the arrest order. Kano braced himself to spring into action the very instant the order came down. Mobile command to all units. Once more, the director's voice came in over the wireless. Was it time to make the arrest at last? We've identified the man who first picked up the attaché case by the statue of Hachiko. No arrest yet, but still a crucial development. His name is Tariq Al-Karawan. He's got priors for larceny, illegal possession of narcotics, you name it. He belongs to a foreign criminal syndicate that's operating in Shibuya. Kano felt his apprehension rising. If this syndicate was behind the kidnapping, they were anything but amateurs. And though they might be leading the police on a wild goose chase, they certainly weren't playing around. To be continued. Okay, interesting. Alright, I guess we should go to Tama, I reckon. Looks like we have some choices here. I don't know if what choices we've made before, but we'll see. I mean, I guess this part like doesn't really matter. Let me break my neck real quick. I decide to rock my head back and forth good and hard. What gives? It won't come free no matter how hard I try to buck it off. And to make things worse, now I've got a dull throbbing pain at the back of my head. Like I bumped my head somewhere, but I don't remember doing that recently. Cheery flashes me a curious look. What are you doing? She asks. I thought maybe I could at least get the head off. You try pulling again, refusing to give up. That ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body. I slump forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop. No. Most folks would have noticed when they put it on, you know. Well, I didn't. The boss helped me get into it, is the thing. Well, don't let it get you down, and Cherry says, here, drink some of this. She pulls a bottle with a straw from her bag and pours some of the tea into it. Oh yeah, we've seen this before. Shippy, shippy, shippy the drink. I suck and I suck and I suck, bro. me when Cole Holden. And thus I revive. Yeah, good luck, because you're gonna have to piss at some point. I would just cut myself out of it. I'd be like, alright, give me the scissors. Cutting the hands off first. Oh, thank you so much. I'm never going to forget this as long as I live. I wish I could, like, skip. Oh, wait. Oh, I think if I hold down X, it kind of, like, speeds it through. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna speed through this. Because we did this, before. And if anything, it's gonna be, like, a little bit different just because of the option that we picked, but it's not gonna be that serious. The door flies open suddenly and a loud voice belts out, "Hold it right there!" Oh no, it's racism! The scariest thing of them all. Whirling around in a panic to see an odd-looking man standing in the doorway. It's Junichi Yanagishita? Damn. He's the guy who hired us. I heard that, Cheery. Don't you go calling my product junk. That's disrespectful. Cherry gave him an apologetic look. It's a little loud. Whoops. Sorry about that. You should be, but whatever. If you really have doubts, you have to try for yourself. Mr. Yanagishita pulls a bottle of burning hammer from his coat pockets. Sister products include Del Sweats, Cellulose, Better Sweater, Dom Pepperone, Power Burn Z, Mr. Thin, Nega Chow, Super Nega Chow. Okay. Very good song. Very loud in my ears, though. Oh my gosh. I have to adjust my seat. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Is there? Can I? Sorry, it's very loud. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. There's just, I just actually can't. I can't change that. That's fine. Let me hold on. Let me tab out real quick. I'll just use my volume mixer. Cause it's like this game's already at 48, bro. Okay, let's do 25. It's like either dead silent or loud as fuck. That there really is just no in between. Go on, says Yanagishita. Give it a go. Cheery reaches out to take it. Listen, the last time I took this with Kano just a little bit ago, he went through a whole Omega heat. Like, I don't think you want to eat this or drink this, I mean. But no sooner does she grab the bottle than Mr. Yanagishita shouts out once more, "Wait, hold on!" What? Cheery squawks. What gives? You too. You're both good, stomach-wise. Stomach-wise? Yeah, drinking this stuff on an empty stomach causes some pretty nasty problems. Oh, see, and if I knew that, I would have known not to let
what's his name? Sasayama have the burning sun, because then he wouldn't have given it to Kano, who hadn't eaten that day. Poor guy, poor guy. Yo, hello, Black Blue. Do the Shibuyas be scrambling? 100%. 100% they do. Yeah, drinking this stuff on an empty stomach can cause some pretty nasty problems. So just make sure you eat or drink something beforehand. Doesn't matter what, really. Wait, nasty problems? Yeah. Such as what? I ask. I'd rather not say. Nobody would buy it otherwise. Seriously? It's all good. It's all good. I just had lunch, Cheery says. She flashes a carefree smile. Well, I haven't eaten yet. But on the other hand, I've been guzzling as much iced tea as I can to fill myself up. It's probably safe for me to try this stuff. I may as well drink it. In for a penny, in for a pound. And hey, maybe it'll help me lose some weight. No, I'd better not drink this stuff. It's not even particularly appetizing. Wait, is this that stuff that gives you visions or something? Oh man, what should I choose? Is this gonna give me visions? Wait, is this that stuff that gives you visions or something? Are we getting turned off of this? I remember a rumor I'd heard not too long ago. Some kind of urban legend. It was about some drink with a weird, burning, spicy flavor, and supposedly it turns all of your fingernails a faint shade of black. Then you see things you can't normally see, and hear things you can't normally hear. Who are you? 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 I'd heard some college students talking about hearing voices like that, swearing this mystery drink could have that effect. It's a little unnerving. Still, I really doubt it could be true. I stick the bottle of burning hammer into my mascot head mouth. It was an unexpected sweet like curry smell. Sorry, it was an unexpected smell like curry. Sorry, I can't read. Maybe you'll gain access to the morphogenic field if you drink it. You might just be right, bro. You might just be right. Who am I going to link up with, do you think? Getting my own lips around the mouth of the bottle, I gulp down the liquid inside. Huh? Doesn't taste like anything. A handful of seconds go by. What the heck? It feels like a firecracker just exploded inside my mouth. Now it's spicy. Way too spicy. It looks like I just swallowed it's like I just swallowed a chili pepper coated in curry powder. Before I know it, I'm sweating bullets. Well, you sweating? Mr. Yanagashita asks. Yeah, and it's really bad. Especially because I'm trapped in this suit. Call me William Afton. I'm getting spring locked. Like a whole lot? Like a whole lot. You are, aren't you? Why does he sound so happy about that? And that right there is the magic of Burning Hammer at work. Cheery and I are both at a loss for words. Burning Hammer. Drink all you want and just burn those pounds away. How's that sound? Good, huh? This is just so stupid spicy it makes you sweat, Cheery blurts out. Blunt and to the point, I approve. Yeah? Well, I guess you're right, Yanagashita says. He hangs his head. Help me! Help me!
What is in this stuff? I ask. I can still feel my tongue tingling. Heck, my body is almost too numb to move. I'm so shocked I can't even I even forget to get properly angry. So, it's this health food product that got imported from America a few years back, Yanagashita explains. But the import agency went out of business not long after and couldn't move the merch. So I bought up the whole lot. Everything they had in their storehouse. Spent all the money I had on it. Shiri arches an eyebrow. How much did it cost you? She asked. 1 million yen for about 300 bottles. Pookie. I can scarcely believe my ears. 300 bottles at 1 million yen for the lot? That's roughly 3,333 yen a piece. Each one of these teensy little bottles costs over 3,000 yen? That's obscene. I mean, who would spend that much money on a burning health drink? I would. You got ripped off. You got ripped off, man, Chiri says. You really think so? Oh, yeah, you're probably right. He hangs his head even more despondently. This is the sort of thing they'd sell in 100 yen shops or something. Ouch. Chiri moving in for the kill. 100 yen shops, really? Mr. Yanagashita lets out the heaviest of sighs. I'm starting to feel really bad for this guy. Don't let it get you down, sir, I say, hoping to comfort him. But Mr. Yanagashita just lets out a sob-choked sigh. I like how it's like, you know, if you don't know what a sigh is a deep breath. Like, okay, thank you. What did that even say? Period. I try again. It'll be okay, whether or not it does help you lose weight. It is spicy and it does make you sweat. I'm not sure I follow, Chiri says. How much you selling these bottles for, boss? 15,000 yen per bottle. I love her pose right there. Tama. Somebody help. Somebody help me. Get me out of this thing. She's begging God for help. That's how I feel. That's how I would feel. I'm like sweating to death in like a random mascot suit. Like I'm like, are you there, God? It's me, Fiona. That's how I feel. Selling 300 bottles would yield proceeds of 4.5 million yen. After deducting expenses such as the cost of the product, rental fee for the venue, pay for the part-timers, printing flyers, this yields a net profit of roughly 2.5 million yen. It's doubtful that anyone would pay 15,000 yen for a single small bottle, but you never know. There could be a few housewives or young women out there who'd fork out that much in the name of weight loss. A terrifying thought. What? Chiri's jaw practically hits the floor. Mine does the same. No way. Nuh-uh, no freaking way. Calling that price point absurd wouldn't even begin to do it justice. It's obscene. Well, look. Selling it at that price is my only option. I need to cover my costs. Anyways, please, I need you both to work your hardest. Apparently, he's committed to this insane course of action. Okay, Chiri replies. It's more like a sigh than a proper response, but I can't blame her. And she's just like, okay. As for me, I can't even find the words. I'm so flabbergasted. Just sit there and don't speak up. Isn't this just a scam, sir? You know, I'm just so flabbergasted. I can't even find the words. I'm so flabbergasted. Hey, I try to murmur. Sorry, what was your name again? He interjects. Oh, sorry. Sorry, what was your name again? He interjects. Oh, right, I'm Tama. Why are you still wearing your costume? I stumbled my way through an explanation. Wow, so then, are you gonna do the sales demo like that? Well, if I can't take the mascot costume off, I don't have much of a choice, do I? No, that won't do at all. I hired you to be a model. If you're wearing that thing, then what's the point? I'm at a loss for words. The point is exactly what he's missing. It's not like I'm wearing this getup because I want to. I'm trapped. Let me out. How about we just cut it off, ya? Cheery says with a big grin. Maybe not you. I think I'd rather trust myself. She pulls a massive pair of scissors out of her bag. The blades make an unsettling snip snip sound as she waggles them in my face. Whoa, no, you can't do that, Yanagashita exclaims. That suit's a rental. I don't want to have to reimburse them for the thing. Well, then what am I supposed to do? I ask. He looks at me uncertainly. Maybe you could have someone from the rental place? Maybe you could have someone from the rental place come down, Cheery suggests, before helping herself to the rest of my lunch. Oh, hey, good idea, Yanagashita says. He seems to be making an effort to calm himself down, at least. Just try to grin and bear it till then, Tama. Well, I guess that's that, then. I'm sure we'll get it off eventually, I say. Hopefully before the demo. That's the spirit. I really need you to be my model. A model, huh? It's flattering, but I can't help but wonder, would I be any good at that? Well, this is no time to be timid. I need that money no matter what. My troubles all started earlier this morning. I was at a knick-knack shop on Center Guy. Gay. I'd happened to pass by and I spotted a red necklace on display in the storefront. 40,000 yen? Who would spend that much money on a coffee jelly? I would. I spotted a red necklace on display in the storefront, and I got this weird sensation when I saw it. You could maybe call it deja vu? Something like that? It was as if I'd been drawn to it somehow. This was mine. I was sure of it. I wanted it. No, I needed to make it mine. As soon as I possibly could. That's how strong the feeling was. The price was 40,000 yen. I checked my wallet repeatedly, but I only had 20,000 on me. Nonetheless, I needed to have it. There was just one question. How? Somehow I managed to drag myself away from the shop. Just a few minutes later, I ran into Mr. Yanagashita. Hey, a voice said out of nowhere. If you want, I can pay you 10,000 for a day's work. I found myself staring at this frumpy middle-aged man who was handing me his business card. Managing Director Junichi Yanagashita, Yamato Health Foods Co. Limited. I'm in a real bind here. Need some extra help. Would you mind coming with me? I'm begging you, just one day. He seemed pretty sketchy. As much as I needed money for that necklace, I wasn't going anywhere with some random weirdo. I ignored him and just tried to walk off. Please. Please. Yanagashita grabbed me by the hand. Grab me by the balls. Watch it, pal. I snapped. Hands off or I start shouting for help. Please, it's not like that. Just hear me out. Look, I'm in a hurry. That sounds sus, just walking around with 20k yen in your pocket. How much is that? Like, how much is 20k yen in American money? Money. Look, I'm in a hurry. Please. Please. Knock it off. I spun forcefully away from him, yanking my hand from his grasp. Oh my god. Slight Tama reveal for real. Oof. Yanagashita whirled through the air and fell into the bushes. Well, where'd that come from? He gasped. His eyes were wide as saucers. You a martial artist or something? No, I think that was just a fluke. The truth was, I was surprised. I was surprised myself at how I'd pulled that off that escape move. Okay then. Look, I'm sorry. Can you give me a hand? No way. No, I mean, give me your hand. My hip's killing me here. Ow, ow, ow. I guess the least I could do was help the guy get to his feet. Look, why are you hounding me so much? Please don't be angry. The moment I saw you, I just felt it. You're the only person who can possibly do this job for me. I let out a sigh, but my interest was admittedly piqued. What kind of job? I need a sales rep for a health supplement. I want you to do PR as a dieting success story for my product. Just look at you. You have the body of an actress. Sales are gonna go through the roof. A little less than 200, I think. Maybe close to 170. Damn, bro. That is sus. Well, it was hard to feel too offended when he told me that, bro. That's just a sales pitch. The job didn't seem as fishy as I'd initially suspected. Alright, maybe I'm interested, I said. There's just one thing. Yeah, whatever it is, I'm sure I can handle it. I need 20,000 yen as soon as possible. So if the day only pays 10,000... Alright then. If you can sell 100 bottles at our sales event, I'll throw in another 10,000 as a bonus. How's that sound? I certainly couldn't think of another way I was going to earn 20,000 yen in a single day. This might be exactly the break I needed. You've got yourself a deal. You have my services for the day, I said, bowing my head. Yes! Yanagashita jumped for joy. What about your hip? Listen, you knew he was lying. Huh? Oh yeah, it's better now, all better. Fixed itself just now. Yanagashita bowed deeply as I gave him a dubious look. Doobie doobie doo wop, doobie doobie doo wop. Agent P. Look, I'm sorry, he added hurriedly. I wasn't trying to pull a fast one on you, honest. I was just scouting for talent and I saw you and, well... Was trusting this guy really the best idea? I was starting to worry just a little about whether he'd actually pay up. Look, I've staked everything on this sales demo later today. He went on. This is a make-or-break opportunity of a lifetime. Sure. I'll be honest with you. I'm in a ton of debt. 2 million yen. 2 million! 2 million yen. Now, why are you 2 million yen in debt, brother? Besides, like, the 1 million spent on this stupid ass Yanagashita's tone had taken on a feverish intensity. If I don't pay it back by the end of the day, then boy howdy am I up the creek without a paddle. How did you even get into a situation like that? I asked. He gazed skyward, a far-off look in his eyes. Because even if he knows he has no chance of winning, sometimes a man just has to stand and fight. But I guess a girl like you wouldn't understand. He laughed and smiled at his own words. But he was right. I sure as heck didn't understand in the slightest. Anyway, real quick. Could you put this on? Mr. Yanagashita briskly rummaged through his bindle, then thrust a cat costume out towards me. What? Here? Yeah, before the sales event, you gotta hand out some samples. The job's already started, you know. And with that, Mr. Yanagashita went about getting me into the mascot costume, and that was history. Looking back on it, it was a pretty ridiculous turn of events. Still, if I'm going to get my hands on that necklace, I have to take the chance that this job will pay out. There was a knock at the door. Okay, who's at the door? Huh? Who could that be? Mr. Yanagashita asks. We got a customer already? He opens the door and heads outside. Damn, bro. There's no way that's a customer, Chiri says. I mean, right? She guzzles from her 2-liter bottle of iced tea. Wild work. No one's gonna buy something as sketchy as this. I guess not, I agree. I guess snot, even. About the only thing I can really say about burning hammer is that it's spicy. Anyhow, Chiri says. Okay. Want to get something to eat? Girl, you just ate 2 lunches, and I didn't even get to eat, because I'm still trapped in this suit! But you just ate lunch. 2 lunches. I know this amazing Chinese buffet. Want to come along? Because I'm gonna dominate. Huh? Someday I plan to chow my way through every item on their menu. Before I can respond, I hear a sudden outburst in the hallway. What the hell are you thinking selling something like this? The voice sounds harsh and strained. It's quickly followed by another voice, Mr. Yanagashita, sounding desperately apologetic. Well, be fair now, I did ask whether or not you were on an empty stomach. He must have given someone some burning hammer, huh? I say. Chiri nods. Yeah, maybe. But that's weird. Did we really get a customer this early? Yeah, isn't the sales demo not until 1 o'clock? There are more sounds from the hallway. Chiri gets a weird look on her face. Whoa, what? What the heck? What's going on? Die! Suddenly a man kicks down the door and bursts in, shrieking like a madman. His face is flushed. Steam is erupting from every pore. Chiri and I can only stare, frozen with bewilderment, as he rampages around the room, smashing everything in sight. Damn, bro. Do you hear some small children screaming and yelling? Why would I hear that? In a matter of moments, the venue is completely totaled. Not that anybody was gonna come, but you know. Hold on, I need to wink. I choked on my own freaking spit. Sorry. Bro, your own body. Sometimes it's your own body that be taking you out.
Like when your eyelash falls in your own eye, like that's the one thing you're supposed to protect me from. This thing is getting in my eye, and you just betrayed me like that. Rude as fuck. Anyways. In a matter of moments, the venue is completely totaled. Then the guy simply charges back out the door. No chance of holding a sales demo now. Why did this have to happen? Who was that guy? Why'd he have to do this? It looked like, what's his name? Bad end. Demo postponed. We gotta stop him from getting one somehow. There wasn't much Tama and Chiri could do to stop this strange intruder from destroying the sales event. But why did he show up in the first place? Especially at this hour. The man in question has a clear choice to make at 11:30, and poor Tama's fate hinges on what he decides. Okay, so we have to go 11:30. Right, is that this? It looked like him. Minorikawa. I hear something. I'm trying to figure out if it's coming from this stream or not. I don't hear any kids screaming and yelling. It's pretty quiet over here besides the sound of me choking and dying apparently for a minute. Ugh, I hate it when my eyelashes try to blind me. My lashes aren't even that long and they still do me dirty, right? It's like, hello? What are we doing right now? Minorikawa's frantic journey had started 20 minutes earlier. He'd been at home working on an interview piece. He clucked his tongue in annoyance as the ringing phone broke his train of thought. Why did someone always call when the words were flowing? If he didn't keep getting interrupted, he probably could wrap this piece up in no time. Be quiet. He pointed at the telephone as he yelled. I'm writing here. But his shouting did nothing to silence the ringing. He didn't have much choice but to pick up. Minorikawa speaking. There was no response. Hello? He hesitated, ready to hang up. Was this a prank call? It's me. It's Toyama. It was... Oh. We've hit this already before. Interesting. It was Teruyo Toyama. Oh, maybe we watched this one already. We just gotta get to the right spot. Damn, bro. Messy desk. Don't look at mine. I don't got, like, piles like this. I've got one pile of books. Oh. What do you want? If this is about work, I'm already booked pretty full. Ooh. Sorry. He'd taken work from Heaven Publishing on several occasions, but the pay was hardly competitive. Aw, they hate me. They hate me. Hold on. Let me see if plugging and unplugging, well, unplugging and plugging works. Dang. I accidentally disconnected my controller and now they hate me. This happened last time. Alright. Dang. Once you listen, I don't know if you remember, we've done this before, where it's like as soon as it gets disconnected, I try to reconnect, it just doesn't work. It's so bizarre. And I feel like I remember even like restarting it and it didn't work then either. But now I don't want to play it. I've gotten used to playing it with a controller. Oh god, I don't remember how to save. Click left shift while reading to activate the autoplay function.
Oh, you can actually speed up the autoplay. That's like nice actually. During autoplay, press space to pause and then press space again to resume. Okay. Wait, they kind of got it though. That's kind of nice. Cuz you could be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, holy, you're going too fast, brother. Too fast." Oh, it might have been like background characters setting the ambiance. Yeah, it's so weird because like I can see that it's connected because like the blue light is on. So but we all know that like this is the same controller that I've been having since like I started streaming, and it's very old. So I'm like at this point I'm like I don't even know if it's just like Steam the game or my controller. It is what it is. Then press space again to resume. To cancel autoplay, just press escape if you come across a decision point. The autoplay will stop. A keep out or bad end will cancel it. Okay, wait. Chill. Chill. I don't remember I don't remember how to bring up the menu on keyboard. He'd taken work from Heaven Publishing on several occasions, but the pay was hardly competitive. Lately, he'd been turning them down a lot, so he hadn't heard from Toyama in a while. No, this isn't work related. Hey, no, that's not it. Um, um, I don't I don't know what the move is. I don't know which one of the how to get back to the menu from keyboard. I like how it says mostly playable. Thanks. No, dang it. Dang it. What's the menu button, you son of a fuck? And it's not escape. Okay, yeah, there we go. Because we just started this, so I'm not that fussed in it. I just don't remember. I'm gonna try to close it and reopen it and see if that works. But honestly, we'll see. To be honest, we'll see what happens. Because it's just more convenient to use the controller than to use my keyboard and mouse. Like, I just move too much. Let's see. Okay, well, we gotta be careful with how we move, I guess. I see, look, it's saved. It's saved here. We just gotta go back to bruh. Yep, it started 20 minutes earlier, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure we've actually seen this scene already. If I'm thinking correctly. Also, now I have no idea what the the autoplay on the controller was. Yeah, I'm pretty... Oh. Right. Right. Is this? No. I have no clue. I guess it do not matter.
Okay. I'll just read from here. He'd been turning them down. No, this isn't work related. What do you want? I'm kind of pressed for time here, working on some copy. Minorikawa was in no mood to beat around the bush. It seemed like every conversation he had with Toyama went like this. Ah, you're busy. That's good. Busy's good when you're a freelancer. Toyama sounded unusually sympathetic. Minorikawa found it off-putting. I hear your sales have been good on your end, he said cautiously. Oh, I'm assuming. Oh, I think that was us, actually. I hear your sales have been good on your end, he said cautiously. With this month's 4-star general gossip and all. Oh, no, maybe he is the other guy. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. Yeah, we definitely went through all this before. Wrap it up, pal. Wrap it up. There was another soft sob and then another. Oh yeah, he was like, I'm gonna krill myself. I think. I remember now. And so we had to like rush to get to the office. The only thing I can do now is die. Like, completely forgot this shit happened. There we go. 10 minutes on the dot, the driver announced. Morikawa righted himself and looked out the window. Shibuya Station. I knew you could do it, Mr. Kimizuka. He told the driver how to get to Heaven Publishing. It shouldn't be more than 5 minutes further. Sir, if I may ask, just what are you in such a hurry over? Son of a bitch. I beg your pardon? Kimizuka bristled. Not you, the guy who's waiting on me, Minorikawa said. I'm gonna give that son of a bitch a piece of my mind. The multi-tenant building where Heaven Publishing had its offices came into view. The taxi stopped outside. Minorikawa opened the door as he hurriedly reached for his wallet, then he stopped. What if the worst had come to pass and he needed to take Toyama to a hospital? Should he have the taxi wait here, or would it be better to call an ambulance? Sir, is there a problem? The driver asked. Wait here, I'll be right back. Wait here, I'll be right back. Minorikawa was out of the cab in an instant and running for the building. Once inside, he avoided the elevator in favor of rushing up the stairs. Heaven Publishing rented out the 3rd and 4th floors. In all likelihood, Toyama would be at the editing department of the 4-star general gossip on the 4th floor. When he got there, however, the door was locked. Mr. Toyama? Hey, Mr. Toyama! He shouted and banged, but there was no reply. Something was seriously wrong. Minorikawa took in a deep breath and kicked the door in. Whoa! Toyama was standing on a stool, about to slip his head through a noose that hung from the ceiling. What the hell are you doing? Minorikawa lunged for Toyama. The two men crashed to the floor in a tangled heap. A pile of clutter slid off a nearby desk and fell on top of them. Mimi. Oh, sorry. I was like, huh? Minorikawa, what are you doing? Toyama whined. Dragging himself back to his feet proved something of a challenge. That's what I'd like to know. Minorikawa's fury was mounting. What the hell is this all about? He jabbed an accusing finger at the noose hanging from the ceiling. Oh, that? One of the fluorescent lights died, and I was just swapping it out. So what's the noose for? Don't you feed me that bull. This just got dark real fast. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have been as bad if we hadn't waited so long in between, like, when we probably first found the body and had to go back. I know, considering we were just with Tom, it was like, haha, City, a little goofy. What was that phone call all about? That business about how the only thing you could do was die? Tell me! Just a joke. Toyama curled his lips into a faint semblance of a smile. Minorikawa wasn't buying it, but he didn't have time to press the issue. A cute little voice echoed through the editing office. Daddy, I'm back from the store. A little girl came walking in, carrying a length of rubber gas tubing. It was Toyama's 5th grade daughter, Hana. Minorikawa stared. Toyama, you were planning on using that hose to... He hesitated to end his sentence with, gas yourself to death? Well, you know, it's almost gas heater season after all. The hell it is. It was a beautiful sunny April day outside. Well, you know how sensitive I am to the cold. This was getting truly ridiculous. Minorikawa got right up in his face. Listen, just explain to me what the heck is going on, okay? He kept his voice low, but his eyes were steely. Hana clung tightly to her father, gazing wordly up at the two men. No, it's just... Toyama let out a long, heavy sigh of resignation. Oh, we're getting cock-blocked. Epic. Keep out. To progress further, you'll need a jump from another protagonist. Sometimes jump keywords might be hidden within a tip. A man named Junichi Yanagishida shows up in Tama's story at 11:20, and he lets out a sigh like Toyama's. Try checking the tip for that sigh. You mean that thing that I made fun of before but didn't actually read? I'm gonna die. Dude, why would you get your daughter to help you with this? Easy way to get her traumatized for life, literally. Because imagine, like, thinking back on it and be like, oh my god, bro, that's the freaking hose that he sent me to get. What? Let out a choke sigh. Okay, wait, let me see this. A deep breath emphatically exhaled, often a sign of disappointment, stress, or unrequited love. Also a way of expressing the anxiety brought on by a massive debt. One has no money to give, only sighs. Right now, Minorikawa is in the company of someone inclined to sigh this way. Jump. No, it's just... Toyama let out a long, heavy sigh of resignation. It's the scratch cards that were in 4-star general gossip. Oh, listen, I know scratchers, man. A type of lottery card featuring areas printed with a special silver ink. These silver inked areas can be scratched off with just a fingertip or a coin to reveal potential winnings, providing a quick speed lotto fix. In order to prevent the symbols or letters underneath the silver from showing through, the back of the card is printed in black. Somehow, you always seem to lose when you've got your hopes up, but manage to win when you least expect it. That's where the problem is. And what is the problem? If you shine a light on the cards from behind, you can see where the winning symbols are. Whoa. I messed things up dealing with the printing company. All of this, he gestures vaguely. It's my fault, my responsibility. He proceeded to explain the situation in detail.
Word was quick to leak on the internet that there was a way to find the winning symbols, and suddenly thousands of card holders turned up en masse to collect. Heaven Publishing was hit with a massive financial liability, and the employees rushed to flee a sinking ship. Before Toyama realized it, he was the only one left at the company, and he was up against the deadline for next month's 4-star general gossip. If I have to drop next month's issue, I'll be stuck in debt even deeper. And if that happens, I'm finished. Toyama gave a dismal groan. So don't drop the issue, Minorikawa snapped. He pounded his fist right into the side of a cardboard box. But Toyama just shook his head weakly. I've been up for 3 days straight trying to fill the pages. It's not enough. I can't do the impossible. He dropped his gaze to the floor. Countless scratch cards lay scattered about. They've probably been amidst the pile that had fallen off the desk earlier. Each card showed a neat row of 5 win symbols. You can't know if it's impossible if you don't see it through. I'll never make it in time. The proof needs to be done by 8 o'clock this evening. The final stage before printing, when the copy or manuscript is checked for errors. Not sending corrected proofs to the printer before the deadline can result in the book or magazine in question not making it onto shelves in time for release day. Well then, Minorikawa thought to himself. He let out a sigh, then held his hand out to Hana. Hana, would you mind giving me that hose? Hana gave her father a quick look, then handed the rubber hose to Minorikawa. This won't be necessary. He tossed the rubber hose into the trash and jabbed a finger at Toyama. Show me the layout in the draft proposal for the next month's issue. Toyama blinked a few times in disbelief. Huh? You can't possibly be serious. I'm trying to help. Now show me the layout and the proposal before I change my mind. After a brief, incredulous pause, Toyama hurried off to grab the paperwork. A layout, in publishing speak, is an outline of a magazine showing which articles will occupy which pages. Minorikawa gave it a quick once-over, finding that 12 of the pages were still blank and untouched. He wanted to punch whatever writers had been assigned to those pages. See what I mean? Toyama said. It's hopeless. He sounded perversely proud of his failure. Getting enough material to fill 12 pages by 8 o'clock. Yeah, it was definitely a tall order, alright. Says who? Minorikawa replied. Remember who you're talking to here. You seriously think you can do it? You're joking, right? Minorikawa shot back. I seriously know I can do it. There's nothing in this world that I hate more than a bad joke. What? Why are you doing this for me?
I saw the jump when you brought up the side tip and then was waiting on it to come back into play. Bro, I like, my brain didn't even register the fact that, like, I don't know if that font was always red, but I didn't even register it the first time if it was. Oh my goodness, sorry, I keep having that. I feel like I always need to, like, yawn and shit. Like, girl, shut up. Why are you doing this for me? Toyama was getting misty-eyed. I'm not doing this for you, you spineless wimp. I'm doing this for poor little Hana. Minorikawa, I'm so sorry. Toyama bowed his head so deeply Minorikawa thought he might put his face through the floor. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to your daughter. Oh, forgive me. Please forgive me, Hana. Toyama clutched her tightly in his arms. The girl hugged him back, on the verge of tears. Hey now, enough of the waterworks. I've got your backs. Don't worry about a thing. Minorikawa picked up the draft proposal for the pages that needed filling.
The words Shibuya Scuttlebutt Special were plastered across the cover sheet in big, bold type. Okay, so 12-page special edition block on Shibuya. Fair enough. And first on the docket, drink yourself thin with burning hammer. This reeked of a scam. The only way drinking more of something would make you lose weight would be if it was mixed with a laxative, probably. Still, there wasn't enough time to tweak the layout plan now. According to the proposal write-up, a product demo was scheduled for 1 p.m. that day. The location printed on the map was blurry and hard to make out, but Minorikawa had a rough idea of where it was. It looked like he didn't have much of a choice but to swing by in the hopes of getting more material. He scanned further along in the proposal. Society of Surveillance, hidden cameras installed throughout Shibuya. The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Where are they now? Washed up screenwriter showcase. Sexy squared. Twins share top prize at local university beauty contest. Shibuya now. Black market organ trafficking. Oh my god. Black market organ trafficking in Shibuya? Shadowy foreign crime syndicate exposed. Those 7 pieces were to fill the 12 empty pages. That was the plan at any rate, but there wasn't enough material there to make any headway. The Shibuya Now article didn't even have any proposed content. This sucked hardcore. It didn't look like there was much material for the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad either. The notes suggested that a few years prior, a group of youngsters in Shibuya had banded together to help fight crime in their neighborhoods. At this point, however, things had flipped around completely, and they'd become a gang of street punks themselves. A turn to the dark side. It had the makings for an interesting article, but but tracking down this gang would take time. Minorikawa was personally intrigued by the one about the organ harvesting in Shibuya. The rumor was that organs were being smuggled out of Southeast Asia and fenced locally at a tremendous price. There was even a plan to ascertain the authenticity of these claims. Fascinating. If Minorikawa was going to be spending all day gathering other material, though, he didn't have much time to spare for it. Shibuya Now. The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Black market organ trafficking in Shibuya? Minorikawa decided that one of those 3 would have to go. He thought about it long and hard as he stared at the draft proposal. There was a good chance he'd really screw himself over if he picked the wrong one. Finally, he decided to cut Shibuya Now. Well, I don't even remember what the Shibuya Now was. Is there? No. Never mind. He decided to cut Shibuya Now. He didn't have time to make up an article out of a whole cloth. His goal was just to make sure that 4-star general gossip made it to the press at all. Society of Surveillance. Where are they now? Sexy squared. Oh wait, hold on. Go back. Well, actually, I don't know. Those 3 pieces had individuals slated for interviews, but no appointments had been made with any of them. Unscheduled interviews were a dicey prospect. Minorikawa decided to call them up on his cell and made his way down the list. The only one he managed to get a hold of was Shinosuke Orai? I don't know. From the Where Are They Now piece. Former broadcast writer, he appeared on various popular variety shows on commercial public network TV, Sun TV. He currently heads up a small theater troupe known as the Wandering Angels, operating out of Shibuya. Later today, the troupe is putting on a performance at the Theater Ace in Sakura Gaucho. He said to be willing to give a 15-minute interview after 2:30. Minorikawa sighed. He'd just have to get material from others in a more impromptu fashion then. Putting his nose to the grindstone, he started throwing together a schedule for the day. It Was it possible to get all that material and write up all still finish the write it all up and still finish the whole thing by 8 o'clock? It was no use. No matter how he tweaked it, none of his simulations ended up with him having a proof ready on time. He just needed one more thing, and that was another writer. Minorikawa zoomed through his contacts list, calling up all the freelancers he knew. The results were depressing. Answering machines, overseas on business, in the hospital, currently doing time. Before long, he called everyone he could think of except for one. Novice freelancer Chiaki Iso. Chiaki was a bit of an odd duck, a reporter who was scared of talking to people. Minorikawa had never known anyone who became so hopelessly flustered at a one-on-one setting. If she couldn't talk to people, she certainly couldn't do interviews. But if she couldn't get any real interview content, she wouldn't be able to write much in the way of copy. Would she come to his aid if he asked? Quite probably. The issue was whether she would hinder more than help. There was no time for beggars to be choosers. He decided to call up Chiaki. What he needed now were dependable folks he could count on. He decided to email all his contacts from back in his staff reporter days. Listen, man, beggars can't be choosers. Call her up. There was no time for beggars to be choosers. Minorikawa decided to call up Chiaki. The phone rang several more times before a sleepy voice finally answered. Damn, bro. This might just be well, alright, close enough. Welcome back, Chiaki Nanami. Sound only.
Hello.
Chiaki, hi, it's Minorikawa. Are you free today?
Huh? What?
She seemed thrown by the abrupt question. Did you just wake up?
Huh? No.
I mean... Well, yeah.
Good morning.
Her voice still sounded half asleep. So then I'm guessing you don't have any work slated for today, as usual.
Pretty much. No work, no money, no food. Nothing to do except sleep. If I'm not awake, I can't dwell on how hungry I am.
She didn't sound well, almost like she literally didn't have anything to eat. Well, I've got work for you. I'm over at 4-Star General Gossip. Get over here ASAP.
What? You really mean it?
That seemed to finally wake her up. Yeah, but hurry. Minorikawa decided he'd assign Chiaki to the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. First, I want you to take a look around Shibuya for this group of vigilante types.
By vigilante, you mean people who have volunteered to help prevent crime?
There was a note of relief in Chiaki's voice. Yeah, that's right. Except apparently now they've turned into a nasty street gang.
Did you say street gang? Nuh-uh. No way, absolutely not.
Oh yeah, I should have gotten rid of that one. I don't know what I was thinking. Minorikawa could almost see her shaking her head on the other end of the line.
What if I get killed or sold into slavery overseas or something?
He doubted there was much of a chance of the latter, or the former, for that matter, but still he understood her concern. Alright, I hear you, said. And how about you go hang around Shibuya Station and do some street interviews for me?
Street interviews?
There was a nervous waver in Chiaki's voice now. Yeah, just talk to normal regular people walking around outside the train station. That should be fine, yeah?
But Mr. Mino, street interviews aren't really my,
Apparently, it was beyond her capacity to give him a simple no. No buts, just interview at least 10 people and get me an article by 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Minorikawa had originally planned to axe the Shibuya Now piece because he didn't have any content, but getting some quotes from people on the street would at least make for a useful filler. That gave him a sudden idea. He'd take on the vigilante story himself, and have Chiaki handle Shibuya now. That was plenty of work to keep two people occupied throughout the day. The more time-consuming organ market story would have to be cut. After that, what kind of interviews he was after explaining what kind of interviews he was after, Minorikawa hung up. Okay, I've gotten us another writer. We'll get through. We'll get through, Toyama, somehow. Toyama shrugged gloomily. Yeah, well, the thing is, there's actually one more problem. Are you kidding me? Minorikawa couldn't hide the irritation in his voice. What is it now? The loan company is sending a debt collector over at 4 o'clock. But as you can imagine, I don't have a single yen to give them. That's less than ideal, yeah? So what's the plan? Well, they've said provisionally that if next month's issues get published, they're willing to wait on repayment. Then there's no problem. The issue's coming out, guaranteed. But they're not going to take my word on that anymore. I'm going to need to prove it. If we could fill, say, half of the 12 pages by the time they show up, I could probably convince them. All right, Minorikawa said wearily. So, for starters, we need 6 pages by 4 o'clock. They had to get all 12 pages done as it was. That made a perfect midpoint to shoot for. Any other problems you'd like to tell me about now? No. Toyama said, No, that's all. I really am sorry about this, Minorikawa. Again, he bowed his head low. Minorikawa felt distinctly awkward. He had known Toyama for years and had never been kowtowed? What? I've never seen that word in my life. To like this before. Yeah, well, just let me handle it, alright? Minorikawa unfolded a map of Shibuya. The first order of business was deciding where to begin getting content. He marked the editing office with a circle, then considered where to head next. Places. Diet drink sales demo. Where are they now? Society of Surveillance. Sexy Squared. A university associated with Midoriyama High School. Notable alumni include famous actress Masami Nagahama and National High School baseball championship winning pitcher, the Tissue Prince. Its educational philosophy is summed up in its slogan, Words, Skill, and Beauty. A very high percentage of winners of the Miss Midoriyama contest go on to careers in the entertainment industry. Shibuya Vigilante's location to be determined. The diet drink sales demo was at 1 o'clock. The interview with Shinosuke Orai for Where Are They Now was slated for 2:30, so times were set. The question was what to do in the interim. It was a little early, but maybe he should go to the center guy to get an interview at the diet drink sales demo. It was a bit of a hike, but maybe he could go to the Dogenzaka and check out the Endo Electronics. Let's not go anywhere near the sales demo, I think, maybe. It was a bit of a hike, but maybe he should go there. Yeah, sure. 90-degree bowing. Kotode is the Japanese method of deep bow out of respect for begging or something like 90-degree bowing. Oh, okay, that makes sense why I've never seen it before. I was like, damn, bro. I've never seen this word in my life. I really thought I was losing it. Like, even when I stumble on a word or I don't know how to pronounce a word, like, most of the time I've seen it before. I just, I'm struggling regardless. Hello, Hydro. How are you? How's it going, gamer? Alright, let's check out Endo Electronics. Yeah, that should give him what he needed to put together the Society of Surveillance piece. Okay, I'm heading out. I'll see you later. And don't even think about doing anything else stupid while I'm gone. Got it? Minori Kawa hustled out of the editing office, hoping Toyama would take his admonition to heart. Yeah, like, can you not krill yourself while your daughter's in the room, please, at the very least? Exiting the building, he hopped into the taxi that was waiting outside. Thanks for waiting. Can you get me to Dogenzaka ASAP? Son of a bitch. Minori Kawa bristled. I beg your pardon? That son of a bitch you wanted to give a piece of your mind, sir. Was he waiting for you like you expected? Yeah, he was trying to krill himself. Oh, yeah. And I damn well did give him a piece of my mind, too. Glad to hear it, sir. The taxi sped off. Bro, the relationship me and this taxi driver have is stronger than anything else at the moment. Not doing too bad. I got a bit sidetracked doom scrolling. That's so real. How's stream been? Dude, we've been getting through it, trust. We've been, I don't know. I can't really say solving anything. But we've been making moves. Sorry, I feel like I just gulped really loud. I was like, gulp. Minori Kawa pulled out the proposal and looked it over again. The idea for the surveillance story revolved around the claim that hidden cameras had been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts. Upwards of 500 of them, bro. Don't worry, it's just the florist. he moved over here instead. Supposedly, these had eliminated lots of blind spots, and the crime rate in the area had dropped significantly. The cameras were managed by Daisuke Endo, the owner of Endo Electronics and chairman of the local downtown committee. That was Minori Kawa's first mission then. He needed to get this guy's story. I'm very lost with the plot of this game. Basically, right, it starts with... No, basically, it starts with this girl. Her sister got kidnapped, so now one of our main characters, Kano, you know, he's one of the detectives, so he's trying to figure out what the fuck going on with this whole case, you know, and shenanigans are definitely ensuing. And then from that plot point, we just keep pulling more and more characters who are accidentally getting tied in and having ripple effects or whatever. So that's just what we're doing right now. Minori Kawa is another one of these characters that unintentionally has effects on this greater story, despite the fact that he has no idea that some girl has gotten kidnapped and maybe another one is also about to be kidnapped. Right now, we're playing as Minori Kawa, who is a freelance writer, and this guy he knows was trying to krill himself, and so in order to stop that from happening, he's gonna help him finish the piece he needs to do. And that's like right now, that's basically what you missed on Glee. The sign out front, which looked like it might fall off at any moment, read Endo Electronics. Right here's fine. The taxi stopped, and Minori Kawa pulled a 10,000 yen bill from his wallet. Keep the change, he said. What? Look, don't sweat it. The name's Minori Kawa, and I'm a freelance writer. I care about two things, what's real and what's true. There's real worth to what you've done for me. That there's a token of my appreciation. It's not much, but please, take it. Minori Kawa slid out of the taxi and headed for the electronics store. The taxi driver's like, the fare was more than that. Inside, Endo Electronics looked more like a mountain of hoarded junk than an actual business. Dang. I mean, it's true. Towering piles of ancient appliances stretched towards the ceiling. Old television sets with dial knobs leaned against against computers with 5-inch floppy drives. Oh my goodness, for you youngins out there. No, I'm kidding. I know what floppy disks are. I've never used one personally, obviously, but I've held one. I've looked at one. I've seen it with my eyes. Actually, the one that I had seen was not it was not a floppy disk. It was one of the hard plastic ones, which sad, you know what I mean? A storage medium for personal computers in production from 1976 to 2001. That's like, how many years is that? Compared to like a flash drive. Girl, we love flash drives. She's Queen Icon legend. Sorry, floppy disk. The magnetic discs are sheathed in paper or plastic jackets and are known for their... I've never seen one in paper before. And are known for their tendency to flop around in one's hand. Technically speaking, they are 5.25 inches in diameter. Incidentally, Door to Door, released in 1983, the debut title for this game's producer, Koichi Nakamura, was produced in a 5-inch floppy version. There's no way they stopped in 2001. I mean, they stopped being manufactured probably in 2001, but that didn't mean people just like, you know what, guys? They stopped making them, therefore let's all stop using them right now. Like, no. People still used it after the fact. What possible use could there be for all this outdated stuff? Mr. Endo, are you in here? Minorikawa called out. Nobody came to greet him. Damn, rude as fuck. The shop was definitely open. Though. Surely the proprietor hadn't left it unattended. Hey, Mr. Endo. Come on, I know you're in there. After a short wait, Minorikawa heard sounds from the living space behind the shop. The door opened to reveal a tired-looking middle-aged man. Yeah, what do you want? Are you Mr. Endo? Minorikawa asked. I am, the man said guardedly. And I'm sorry, but I'm in the middle of something at the moment. Could you come back tomorrow, or... Please just give me a minute, I say, sniffling and crying. I'm a freelance writer. Name's Minorikawa. Minorikawa showed Endo his business card. I'm writing an article for 4-Star General Gossip. A magazine piece, huh? Precisely. So, if I could just have a little of your time today... The phone rang, cutting him off before he could get down to business. I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me for a moment. Endo reached into the clutter and pulled out a telephone. Hello, Endo Electronics. Endo Skeleton. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. It's the Mimic. He's Edwin. No plan. The proprietor listened for a moment, then raised an eyebrow. Yeah, that's a problem, all right. All right, understood. Whore. I forgot I had that, and I forgot it sounded like that. The Mimic! Yeah, that's a problem, alright. Understood. I'll try to get a hold of the customer then. Endo set the receiver back down. What was that all about? Minorikawa asked. Oh, yesterday I sold a dry ice machine. The manufacturer just called to let me know the model is defective. Defective? Apparently once it starts making dry ice, it won't stop. That's bad.
I need to tell the customer I have to recall the machine and refund their deposit. Please give me a moment. Alright, say less. What's all this shit back here? Endo sifted through some sales slips, read a number off of one, and made a phone call. Hey, girl. I hope you didn't start making dry eyes, because now it's never going to stop making dry eyes. Nobody picked up on the other end, however. That's right, he grumbled to himself. He said they had some performance today. Performance? Minorikawa asked. I sold it to a guy from some theater troupe. They're called the Wandering Angels or something. Why do I feel like I heard about this? I feel like I recently heard about this, which is probably true. The Wandering Angels? That was Shinosuke Orai's theater troupe. Okay, yeah, I was right. Yeah, I was like, where did I hear that from? I know I definitely did, but I could not tell you where. Turns out it was 2 seconds ago with everything else. Shout out. Small world. Minorikawa had an interview with him booked for 2:30. Anyhow, what can I do for you? You should read the tip. A theater troupe run by Shinosuke Orai. This afternoon at 5:30 p.m., they are performing their 22nd piece, Our. Right now, all the actors are already at the theater except for Akiomi Mondo, who plays the rival of the main character Ryu. The angry production chief has sent his assistant to Mondo's apartment, but does not yet know what awaits him there. Continued in the Tale of the Wandering Angels, episode 2, 6 episodes in all. Sheesh. Okay, period. Minorikawa hastily explained that he was what he was after. Endo gave him a dubious look. As I said earlier, I'm a bit busy now, bro. It'll take you 2 minutes to answer these questions, trust. Busy cleaning up, I hope, you dirty bitch. How do you get anything done in this mess? You know, you're not helping your case, Pookie Bear. Why, are you this rude to all your interview subjects? 5 minutes! Just give me 5 minutes of your time, please. You've gotta be joking. And I'm asking you guys for 5 minutes. 5 minutes of a BRB. I am hungry. I really want a snack. So please enjoy these funky beats, bro. I'll be back.
Sorry, I've been gone for 84 years. How are we doing? Hello, hello. You've got to be joking. Sorry, we're back. We're back. Oh, let me. Sorry, I don't even have myself positioned. Let me get my blinky. How are we? Oh, get this out of here. Why do I have 103 messages in this server? Get out of here. I leave for 2 minutes. Alright. You've gotta be joking. Go on, get the hell out of here. Endo headed for his back room in a huff. No, wait! Fine, then I'll just have to write about what you've already told me. Namely, that Endo Electronics sells defective merchandise. Listen, gaslight gatekeep girl boss. He's just, he's just doing what he needs to do. Huh? What are you implying? Did you or did you not sell that theater troupe a defective piece of equipment? Look, I'm going to get in touch with them as soon as... I'm betting they're in a hurry preparing for their performance. I doubt you'll be getting through to them today. Endo bit his lip. Now that I have your attention, Minorikawa said, let's make a deal. What kind of deal? I'm meeting with a member of the Wandering Angels a little later today. I can let them know about the dry ice machine for you. In exchange, all you have to do is give me my interview. Endo scowled. And where's your proof that you'll be meeting with the Wandering Angels? I might take advantage of a guy when he's down, but one thing I'm not is a liar. The shopkeeper took a few moments to think about it. Fine, he grumbled. 5 minutes, that's all you get. Listen, it's all I want, Pookie, don't worry. Minorikawa whipped his notepad out of his coat like he was drawing a gun. Then, let's get right down to it, shall we? Welcome back, thank you. Go right ahead. So I hear that over 500 surveillance cameras have been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts. Yes, that's right. Why so many? We used to have a lot of delinquents in town. Young people who act rowdy or cause trouble, often at arcades or convenience store parking lots, and who often frequently resort to petty theft and other mischief, and also referred to in more outmoded terms as ruffians or hoodlums, and I get a bite of food for that. Endo said the word with marked distaste. Distaste. Oh yeah. I remember there being some problem with kids around. They were real punks. They vandalized my signs, made a mess of my storehouse. They were just awful. What if I felt like I missed something to say? I don't know. Minorikawa scribbled diligently in his notepad. Heck, my own son put together a sort of vigilante squad to help teach those punks a lesson. Wait. Vigilante squad? Whoa, hold up right there for a sec. Minorikawa jutted out his hand to interrupt. This guy's son was part of the vigilante squad? What a stroke of luck. Maybe he could also provide some info for the article on the gangs of Shibuya. Sorry, I don't mean to get too far off topic here, but could you tell me the name of this group your son belongs to? They call themselves SOS. Originally a group of well-meaning young people who would get together downtown as a sort of vigilante squad, trying to keep Shibuya clean and safe. In those days, the group never engaged in theft or other criminal activities. More recently, however, SOS has become one of the biggest gangs in Shibuya, resorting to defacing public property with graffiti, shoplifting, and shaking people down for cash. Prided themselves on being the top gang in Shibuya and all that. The top gang in Shibuya? Did I really just hit the jackpot right here? Not to pat myself on the back, but go me. All I have to do is step outside and the story finds me. I think I might be a natural at this. It's just like Durarara. Listen, I actually wanted to watch that anime because I have I think I have like 3 manga from like a side story of it, and I liked it. Did I have any context to what the fuck I was reading? No, but I liked what I read. I think I might just be a natural at this. Sorry, I was like, where the fuck was I? As it happens, I'd also like to interview people from SOS. Would you be able to put me in touch with your son? Yeah, sure. But you should know that my son isn't in the gang anymore. So it is Achi. Okay. We could jump right now, but let's wait. Let's finish this scene. Oh, Minorikawa hesitated. Guess he's of no use to me then. Oh, believe me, I know how you feel. The look on Endo's face spoke volumes. There was no point in interviewing Endo's son if he wasn't with the gang anymore. It figures that Minorikawa's run of good luck would end eventually. Still, he got a lead in the form of a name, SOS. That was progress. Alright, so back to the matter at hand. He flipped his notebook back open. What did you decide to do about all these juvenile delinquents? I set up a little web camera in order to protect my property. Web camera. Cameras designated to send video information, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I don't know. Read this if you want. Pause to read. I don't remember if I read this. I'll just read it again. I see. And I'm guessing the webcam did the trick? Sure did. And so then other local businesses heard about it and started asking me to install some for them. Web cameras aren't particularly expensive, so it wasn't too tough to set them up all over downtown. So who's in charge of these security cameras? Members of the Downtown Business Committee take turns. The cameras are connected via a wireless network that business owners can access throughout the area. A LAN or local area network, blah 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 blah, LAN party. How's your security for this wireless network? Oh, no problems on that front. Why is that? All of the footage sent over the network is fully encrypted. Right, I know what encryption is. But still, people can't feel too good about being recorded on camera without their knowledge, don't you think? Minorikawa asked. The shopkeeper's expression darkened. We hope to strike a balance between crime prevention and protecting individual privacy. And who determines what that balance is? Minorikawa let a note of challenge slip into his voice. Oh my god, he's such a little shit. That would be me. I've been entrusted with the management of the security cameras, okay? Look at that face. He knows he's digging up shit. You totally should. I've seen the first season, but the storytelling is top notch. Okay, bet. I see. So essentially, you're providing your own moral oversight. Are you implying I'm abusing my authority? Endo shot back. I'm doing this in the name of public order. Right, you've had your 5 minutes. Now get out of here. The shopkeeper stood up and headed into the back. I'll be sure to let the wandering angels know about the dry ice machine, Minorikawa hollered at the closing door. Listen, I was saying, at least I'm still doing my thing. Endo didn't reply. Minorikawa had gotten enough of a story to put an article together, so he decided to hurry to a coffee shop and get started on some copy. He was making his way down along Dogenzaka when his cell phone rang. The incoming call display showed Chiaki's name. Chiaki, what's going on? Oh, it's no use. What? She sounded like she was on the verge of tears. What's no use? I can't do this. I just can't talk to people passing by on the street. What? Why not? It's just that everyone seems so busy when they're walking past. If I try to interrupt them, they're gonna all be mad at me.
Well, who the hell cares if they get mad? Minorikawa was ready to start ripping his hair out.
I don't want them to be mad at me,
she whimpered again. Well, this wasn't about what she wanted, was it? She was supposed to be working, not whining. Look, Chiaki, you need to get me those interviews, period. Do I make myself clear? He hung up before she could squeeze in an objection. Damn it, Minorikawa muttered. Just what I needed. One more thing to worry about. He pulled at his hair a few times and cast his worried gaze in the direction of Shibuya Station. I think we might have stopped. I think this should be good now, right? I think we technically stopped him from going. Somehow I managed to drag myself away from the shop. Just a few minutes later, I ran. Okay, yeah. Yeah, wrap it up, pal. I'm gonna take this moment while this is doing to eat. We've been through this before. Casual moment, broke his hip. You know, we guys, aw, these are such good times, I say, as if it was like not 2 minutes ago. I wish there was a way to like skip through it faster. I definitely hear small children in the background. I'll believe you, pal. I'll believe you. It looks like they're in a park or something. Hurry up. Can you bring up the chat log? Should it? Does it? Was it this? This screen? Then text log it down. No, yeah, if I press up and then I press the down button, it just brings me back. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I said we're gonna buy a single or we're gonna be able to sell a single bottle of this crap. Oh yeah, we went through this already.
I don't know.
It's the strangest thing. Okay, no way. I think I didn't read this before. I'm trying to remember. Removing the keep out changed the scene somehow. Yeah. So I think that's why maybe I can't skip. Looking back on it, it was a pretty ridiculous turn of events.
Still, if I was going to get my hands on that necklace, I had to take the chance that this job would pay out. I doubt we're gonna be able to sell a single bottle of this crap, Cheery mutters in my ear. I'll just have to do what I can, I say. I say it more to myself than anyone else. Looking back on it, it was a pretty ridiculous turn of events. Still, oh my goodness. Still, if I was going to get my hands on that necklace, I had to take the chance that this job would pay out. I doubt we're going to be able to sell... Oh, wait, what? I doubt we're going to be able to sell a single bottle of that crap, Cheery whispers in my ear. I'll just have to do the best I can, I say. Okay, wait, what happened? What? Huh? No, it's fine. Accidentally rereading the same thing twice. I went back and I forgot that I went back. I was like, didn't I not just read this? What the fuck? I tried my hardest to think of a reason, but all I get is a dull, aching throb at the back of my head. Sorry, and all I get is tongue twisters. It's the same pain I felt earlier, as if I'd gotten a good bonk on the head or something. Bruh. Because fuck me, right? Okay. I think we have here, but also this is to be continued. This is to be continued. I wonder, because I'm pretty sure his phone gets called. So if we don't call, we don't have the dad call him, maybe? Does this do something for me? Cars drifted on by, one after the other, but they saw no sign of a blue van. After a while, even Achi began to grow impatient. This was starting to feel like a waste of time. And then... Hitomi, look! There it was. Alright, so fuck me, right? Why am I always like one thing away from being kept out? Oh my goodness. Like, I don't even remember what any of this was about. I guess we could go here. I guess. Let me see what's going on over here. After a time, Osawa could feel himself growing calmer. He took a nice deep breath. He then dialed up Makino. He closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves completely. What happens if I do this? He took a nice deep breath, then he closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves completely. Inclining his head towards the music, he could feel the melody pervade his body. He could scarcely believe there had been a time when he hadn't cared about music. Surely surely something that had such a strong effect on the body and mind alike also conveyed a deeper meaning. Asawa let the positive energy flow through him, buoying his spirits. Fuck. At least... Put me down. Ah! At last, when his mood had sufficiently calmed under the music's influence, Osawa reached for the headset. Just pretend like I'm saying things that make sense. I'm sorry. You just standing in the doorway like that? Creepy as fuck. Creepy as hell. Oh, Mr. Osawa, did you have to make a phone call? The study door had opened and a solid-faced man had appeared in the doorway. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the detectives from the Shibuya precinct. a detective with the Shibuya Precinct's Criminal Investigation Division. He is sociable but awkward, and despite his reserved personality, he can be quite unsettling. His colleagues at the precinct refer to him by nicknames such as Japanese Columbo and Little Ken Takakura, given his own quirky demeanor as a detective. Don't be mean to him. Listen, he was just standing there like mad creepy. He's struck Osawa as a bit too soft-spoken and meek for a detective, really. And his treatment of the kidnapping case gave an impression of flighty detachment that made him seem rather undependable. No, it's nothing important. Osawa drew his hand back from the phone. Have there been any developments, detective? Kajiwara shook his head apologetically. I'm sorry to bother you, but when you're finished in here, would you be so kind as to come to the living room? All right, Osawa said quietly. I'll only be a little bit longer. Kajiwara nodded and departed. He took in a nice, deep breath and then dialed up Makino. I'm like, hey, girl. Has there been any progress? Makino asked as he picked up. His voice was somber. No, Osawa said. Nothing much yet. A tiny sigh came from the other end of the line. I see. Then what can I do for you? Sir, I'll just get right to the point. Have you conducted clinical trials using the antiviral drug? Makino didn't respond right away. What makes you think that? He asked at last. Osawa described the emails he'd received. When he'd finished, Makino let out his breath in surprise. Not over the phone, he said. We'll discuss this in person. I'll head over to your place when I'm done here. As soon as possible, sir. As soon as I can manage, Makino said. You're not the only person who's busy. With that, Makino hung up. There was no doubt about it then. There had been human testing. Osawa went to let Tanaka know he'd been meeting with Makino. Stop! He's creepy! Kajiwara stood in the hallway. Like, listen, he's either a cryptid, like, some, like, you know, shadow man I see in the corner of my eye, bro. Or he's a sticky iPad kid who just said, Mom, my foo up. Like, quite literally, those are the only two options that you could choose from. You pick your poison. It's like, do you want rejected creepypasta or do you want a sticky iPad kid? He looked like he'd been waiting there the whole time for Osawa to come out of the study. Are you hungry? He asked. Here, I've got something that's good for you when you're tired. I feel like I'm gonna get poisoned, low-key. Kajiwara then slipped a hand into his suit pocket. He pulled out a banana. A fruit belonging to family Musakai? Genius Musa. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, was a huge lover of bananas, and the peanut butter and banana sandwich is said to have been his favorite. If a banana peel is dropped under even remotely comedic circumstances, there's a high chance that someone will eventually slip on it. Is this foreshadow? I'm fine, thanks, Osawa said. Kajiwara seemed to lack a detective's sense of situational awareness. Just being around him got on Osawa's nerves. Well, sir, I need you to come with me, the detective said, if you don't mind. Is that a banana? Oh, God. What is this? You guys have a banana cult? I didn't realize. Or is it a minion thing? He took Osawa by the arm. Why he grabbing me for?
I think I've entered like a horror game. As Kajiwari hurried him toward the living room, Osawa could hear other detectives talking on the other side of the door. He's working in a time like this? Seriously? Okay, listen. I hate to say it, bro. The bills, my daughters could be kidnapped, but bills still gotta be paid, bro. They really do. I do not get rich people and their priorities. Yeah, I feel bad for his daughter. It's either a Pidgey Banana thing or a Minions thing, one of the two. Zort Chapter 3 leaked, I wish. Her dad's a real piece of work. Nice, they were bad-mouthing him in his own house. Oh, I'm really sorry about all that, Kajiwara said, pausing in embarrassment. Osawa pushed past him and opened the door. A number of police detectives had holed up in the living room. They went suddenly silent as Osawa entered. So tell me, he said sarcastically, would you rather I stay here weeping as I watch this disaster unfold? The detectives winced and grimaced. Forgive me for not being a perfect father, he added, his hostility building. Kajiwara stepped forward to intervene before things got out of hand. Now, let's not be touchy. I am not being touchy, Osawa snapped. But he knew full well that he was. These guys had the time to sit around backbiting him, but not to go out and bring Maria back safely? Safely? Bring Maria to safety? She's safe? So safe? Not really. Already close to half a day had gone by without any new developments. The ransom demand had come in the previous night at 8 o'clock. Maria had been abducted roughly an hour before. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have the sister, Hitomi, bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. The kidnapper called only once, so the police were unable to run a trace. I'll do it, Hitomi said. Anything for my sister. She didn't hesitate in the slightest at the suggestion that she'd make the ransom handoff. Osawa was staunchly opposed to the idea, but the police were in the opinion that it was better to... I don't even know what word this is, sorry y'all. To the kidnapper's demands. Ai's reaction, on the other hand, baffled nearly everyone. We don't have 50 million just lying around. Are the police going to be putting that together for us? Kajiwara stepped in to reassure her. If it comes down to it, the police will be able to help raise the money. Okay, go ahead then, do it. We need you to pay it back afterwards, though, of course. Well then, what's the point of that? Ai's voice spiked up to a piercing shriek. Calm down, Osawa told her. You're making a scene. Ai turned away in a huff. It's all right, Detective, Osawa continued. I'll talk to the bank first thing tomorrow morning and figure something out. At that, Ai stormed out of the room. Kajiwara bowed his head several times in apology. As soon as Hitomi has made contact, we'll apprehend the suspect and take things from there. What? Well, hold on. Won't that put Maria in danger? If we let the kidnapper get away with the money, we have no proof that he will return the hostage safely afterwards. There was a certain logic there. Osawa had to concede. I see, he said. So you're saying that catching this guy will be easier for you if he keeps my daughter hostage. No. That's not what I was implying at all. Kajiwara wiped the sweat off his brow and bowed profusely. At least, I promise you'll get your daughter back safe and sound, Mr. Osawa. Me when I lie. Obviously, there was nothing to be gained from further challenging the detectives. Alright then, I'll let the police do their job. Osawa bowed even lower than Kajiwara had.
How long are you just gonna loaf around? I shrieked. Oh, how long are you just going to loaf around? I shrieked as she stormed into the room. Hurry up and arrest this guy! She was becoming increasingly hysterical. An hour had passed since the suspect had taken the money, and yet the police had made no effort to apprehend him. The police apparently had a rule against discussing an operation before it was fully resolved, and so the Osawas had been left in the dark. But they had overheard the task force talking over the wireless, and appeared that they were deliberately letting the suspect roam free. Hey! I snapped again. If he gets away with our money, you are going to reimburse us, right? Osawa scowled. She had made it sound like money was more important than Maria's life. The detectives exchanged uneasy glances. Osawa chided his wife. It's only money, it doesn't matter. Osawa said nothing. Listen. Damn, bro. It's only money. I'm worried about our daughter. Osawa chided his wife. It's only money. It doesn't matter. Only money? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how much we're talking about here? The ferocity in her voice left him with no response. He should have known better than to expect her to make sacrifices for his daughters. By now, he was accustomed to Ai's coldness towards the two girls. The twins were Osawa's daughters from his first wife, who'd passed away 15 years earlier. Ai had no blood ties to Maria or Hitomi herself. Well, Ai continued, are the police going to reimburse us or not? She glared pointedly at Kajiwara. Well, right now we're focused on making sure Maria is safe. I stormed up to him, shouting right in his face. Stop dodging the question. Answer me. Yes, of course, Kajiwara squeaked. Maybe, would you like something to eat to help you calm down? He held out a banana. I smacked it out of his hand. No, a banana! Oh dear, what a waste. I mean, the banana looks fine to me, but you could probably still eat it. Kajiwara scrambled to retrieve the fruit from the floor. Osawa went over to Tanaka and whispered into his ear. I'm going to meet with Mr. Makino. Tanaka nodded silently. Turning, Osawa saw Kajiwara looking in their direction. They made eye contact, but Osawa quickly looked away and strode out of the living room. Definitely not looking sus. Kajiwara followed after him. Excuse me, Mr. Osawa. Yes, what is it? The detectives fussed sheepishly with his hair and forced a smile. Sir, we'd appreciate if you could remain in the living room as much as possible. Osawa was in no mood to stand on propriety. Look, I've got a ton of work to do, he said. Are you going to tell me to play the role of the grieving father too? No, not at all. Personally, I happen to think you're an admirable father, Mr. Osawa. Admirable. Did the word have a ring of sarcasm? Stop! It's even creepier when they do the slow zoom out. He had no way to tell if Kajiwara was being forthright with him or not. You're no ordinary fellow, Mr. Osawa. You're a genius. A genius? Me? Osawa made a skeptical noise. I'm so sorry about the barking dogs. Am I mistaken, sir? You've made very important strides in the field of virus research. Or, well, so I've been told. Osawa wasn't sure how to respond. He had never considered himself a genius. He was just someone who was more interested in viruses than he was in other people. Everyone who is a genius is also a little bit odd, after all, Kajiwara went on. Probably he'd intended that as a compliment, but still. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with weirdos, so long as they leave us ordinary folks alone, you know? Is this guy trying to praise me or insult me? Osawa let out a heavy sigh. Genius, weirdo, what did it even matter? So long as he could be left to his work, he didn't care which, he didn't care one whit how he looked in other people's eyes. Kajiwara wiped the sweat off his forehead with a handkerchief. By the way, what are you working on right now? He asked. I'm afraid you wouldn't understand even if I explained it to you, Osawa replied. Right. Precisely. Even if I gave my full attention, it would still be beyond me. Oh my god, this fucking dog. It would still be beyond me. He peered with sudden intensity at Osawa's face. Oh my god. I'd appreciate if you didn't hide things from me, sir, he said again. Osawa gaped at a loss for words. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kajiwara added hurriedly. Goodness, that made it sound like I'm accusing you of hiding something, didn't it? Personal space, buddy, literally. The detective bowed his head repeatedly. I hope you'll forgive me. He held out the banana. That won't be necessary. How about this then? A half-eaten chocolate bar? This time he pulled a bar of chocolate from his pocket. No, thank you. Did this guy just carry an endless food supply wherever he went? Hold on a second. Oh my, Kajiwara. Oh my god, so you still didn't stop. Kajiwara murmured. You geniuses really are tough to sort out. He inclined his head, mumbling to himself for a moment. What can I get for you then, sir? What I'd really like is some time by myself. In a daze of exasperation, Osawa felt his way to his study. Blocking the door, he finally let out the breath he'd been holding. Then his eyes alighted on the bookshelf against the wall. He pulled out a photo album and began to flip through it. There were pictures of his daughter's grade school enrollment ceremony. Their mother had already passed away from illness, so Osawa had taken the girls himself. He remembered that, after the ceremony, Hitomi had come down with a fever. Hitomi had been rather sickly as a girl, falling bedridden at the drop of a hat. Maria, by contrast, had been lively and energetic, quite the handful. Osawa had found it remarkable that their personalities could be so different despite them being twins. Oh my goodness. He flipped further into the album. There was a picture. Listen, you could tell this was taken the same day, bro. For real. There was a picture of the three of them at their grade school graduation. Maria was looking away from the camera. Osawa felt like someone had stabbed a dagger in his heart. His daughters, or virology. Virology? Which truly concerned him more? Which did he truly love? It was ridiculous to try to compare the two. He'd known the answer before he even asked himself. Even so, human emotions were complicated, and sometimes made people act inconsistently. Inconsistently? Okay. One of the consequences of that was this photo album. What about it? Is it the last photo? This was the last photo he had of Maria. He searched and searched through the rest of the album, but she was nowhere else to be found. That's weird. To be continued. All right. We're gonna have to be looking in on some of these next time, but we pretty much have everything either keep out or to be continued, so we'll look into that later. But I think this might be where we leave things for today. Let me. Bro, I forgot how to close the game. Yeah, return to title screen. Woo! Exit. Quick game? Yes. Let me switch you guys over to the ending soon screen and give you some lo-fi beats. Oh, there we go. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry, I didn't unplug my controller. Thank you guys so much for watching today's stream. Are we solving the mystery? Who knows? I don't, but we're getting through it nonetheless. I'm enjoying myself. I'm curious to see where this is all gonna go. You know what I mean? Next stream will be tomorrow with... I don't know. I guess we'll find out, huh? I guess we'll find out together. Yo, shout out to the one achievement that I have in this game. Thanks. Thanks, I guess. When did... It says January... Did I play this recently? It says January 2nd I achieved Welcome to Shibuya. Clear the 10 o'clock time block. I literally don't even remember playing it that day, but maybe I did. But that means it's been so long since I last played this. Holy shit, bro. It's been like 2 months. Anyways. You know, like I said, next stream tomorrow. If you've not hit that follow button, make sure to do so. And until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see ya. Bye. Bye. It is gonna be a massively wild ride. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh my god.